Hi everyone, hello, welcome to another video of human health and disease. Now we will be moving to the next part of the chapter, which is dealing with all the diseases of some of the common diseases of uh, human system. Okay, so the first that we are going to discuss is malaria. Yes, before moving on to the disease, let's just quickly revise the division of the common human diseases. So diseases can be broadly classified into the congenital diseases and acquired. Simple, the name itself suggests that congenital is something which is present from birth, genetic disease or something like that. And acquired is that is developed after the birth. Okay, now developed after the birth, we are not going to discuss this in this chapter because this we have covered in genetic disorders, chapter 3 and chapter 4. Now, here we are going to focus on the acquired diseases, that is after birth that you develop when you are exposed to in different kind of environment. So it can be of two types, either communicable or non-communicable. Basically, infectious or non-infectious. Infectious, it will spread from one person to another person quickly. Non-infectious, it will not spread from a diseased person to healthy person. So infectious can be, cough, cold, tuberculosis, cholera, wherein there are excretions of your body which can come in contact with the healthy person, and the healthy person also might develop a disease. So degenerative, so those are the infectious ones. And non-infectious ones are which is only contained within that infected individual only. It will not spread, like AIDS, like cancer, like allergies or deficiencies due to any mineral, any nutrient, any vitamin. Okay, so that is related to only individual only. It will not spread due to allergies, due to cancer, and due to various physical agents or any other reason. Then degenerative disease again caused due to malfunctioning of any vital organ. Let's say any person's liver is not functioning properly or stomach is not functioning properly. So that is non-communicable. It will not spread the disease because it is a problem of that particular individual only. Okay, so let's begin with malaria. Now, we are very much aware of what is malaria. Okay, it is one of the most common disease of the humans, and it is caused by mosquito. Now, it is not caused by mosquito genuinely. Actually, if we talk about it is the parasite which is there in the mosquito. Okay, it is a protozoa parasite which is there in the mosquito. So the pathogen which is capable of causing malaria is known as Plasmodium species. You have various species of malaria, like you have Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, out of them, the falciparum is the most serious one or the most malignant one, which can cause a serious malaria to an individual. Okay, how do you get malaria? What is the mode of transmission? If a female Anopheles mosquitoes bites you, Anopheles is your species of the mosquito. Species of the mosquito. So you have the male and female, but if the female, usually this pathogen resides in this female mosquito of Anopheles species. What are the symptoms once you get malaria? You get chills, you get high fever, which is again, which is coming up every 3-4 days. This is because of the toxin which is released by the parasite known as hemozone. Okay, so toxin released by the Plasmodium species known as hemozone. And symptoms are like fever, headache, chills, okay, then high fever, vomiting, headache, diarrhea, anemia, muscle pain, excessive sweating. You are not able to see, like chakkar jaisa aa raha hai, convulsions. Then you have bloody stools, blood streaks in your feces. In severe cases, malaria can also be fatal. Okay, it can lead to seizures, like you are unconscious, coma, and eventually death. This is in very serious cases. Okay, how can you treat malaria? There are obviously mosquito nets available. Sorry, this is prevention, not treatment. Actually, this is prevention. So you can use mosquito nets. You can use mosquito repellents such as permethrin to prevent mosquito from biting. And regarding the antibiotics that you can take, the treatment part of it, you can have ACT therapies, which are known as, wherein the drugs known as artesunate, sulfadoxine, and pyrimethamine. And also in addition to this, quinine drugs. Okay, these compounds, the drugs having these compounds are effective against killing this malarial parasites. Okay, the names which I have mentioned, it's there in your textbook. So once you open your textbook, you will know from these names are there. Yes, so prevention can be done by using these mosquito nets and such. Also, you can use Gambusia fish for destroying these female Anopheles mosquito larvae. Usually the mosquitoes breed where there is stagnant water. Okay, so to kill that, you can use Gambusia fish. So they eat these mosquitoes, female Anopheles mosquitoes, thereby a means of preventing malaria. Okay, so the second form of treatment can be quinine drugs. It is also present in the bark of cinchona tree. Then you have chloroquine drugs, which are proven to be very effective against this malaria. Malaria, up till now, we have not discovered any vaccine to it. Why we have not discovered any vaccine to it, we will realize this in a short while, because malaria has two hosts. Okay, so half of the life cycle is completed in the mosquito, and half of the life cycle of malaria of the Plasmodium vivax is completed in human. So it's very difficult to develop a vaccine. Okay, so you cannot give vaccine to a mosquito. So because the mosquito will any which ways come and bite the human, and it will always transfer the Plasmodium species to the human. So what is the life stage or life cycle of the malarial parasite? So first is mosquito bites another human. Yes. Okay. What happens over here is this mosquito is already infected with the Plasmodium species. Okay, so when this infected female sucks the blood of the human, the saliva of this blood of this mosquito is having the parasite, and automatically it gets transfused or transferred into the human blood. Then this gets injected, which is the sporozoites. At this stage, we call them as sporozoites. Okay, now they will reach the liver, and there they will start multiplying themselves. This multiplication is brought about by asexual reproduction. So the mosquito bites the human, the blood is sucked, and in this process, the saliva having the parasite will get transferred into the blood. Now, in the blood, the sporozoites, that's the actual Plasmodium species, the parasite gets injected, it reaches the liver, through the blood. There it starts multiplying itself by asexual reproduction in the liver, and then it bursts open, and then it also spreads into the blood. Now, once it is into the blood, it will again multiply itself. Okay, and then it will start releasing, once the number is more, it will start releasing the toxin, which is known as hemozoin, and that is when the individual experiences symptoms like fever, chills, headache, and all that stuff. Okay, the cycle of fever begins. Yeah. Now, once the malarial parasite has taken over the body, now after doing this multiplication in the liver and the blood through asexual reproduction, now it goes into sexual reproduction stage. Okay, so in the RBCs, the gametocytes which are there, which is a sexual stage, that can be picked up by another mosquito if it happens to bite that particular infected human. Okay, let's say another mosquito comes in and bites that particular same infected individual. It is carrying the blood which is infected with malarial parasite, which is in the stage of gametocytes. Now, female mosquito sucks the blood with the gametocytes, and the later fertilization happens in the mosquito's body itself. Okay, so fertilization and development of that particular parasite that happens in the mosquito's intestine, gut. And then the mature infective stage, again, which is known as the sporozoites, they escape the intestine of the mosquito, and then they migrate to the salivary glands of the mosquito. And then now this is the matured form of the parasite, malarial parasite in the mosquito. Now this mosquito, if it happens to bite another healthy human being, it is then capable of transferring this very infectious parasite stage, that is the sporozoid. It can be transferred into that a healthy individual. Okay, this is how the life cycle of malarial parasite is, or you can say the mode of transmission of the malarial parasite. Okay, moving on to the next disease, that is amoebiasis. What happens in amoebiasis? Basically, it is a disease of your it is also known as dysentery. It is disease of the gut. Dysentery, wherein there is excessive uh, loose motions, you can say. Dysentery, excessive watery loose motion. Okay, it is infection of your GI tract, your gut, as you can see in the picture. The intestinal uh, flora is affected drastically. Okay, so the pathogen is Entamoeba histolytica. Yes, it is a protist. Again, this is again a protista. The see, there are various causative agents of various diseases. If I talk about tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, when we saw the previous one, malaria, it was because of a protozoa known as Plasmodium species. Okay, vector-borne disease. So protozoa. This is also a protozoa, Entamoeba histolytica. Either you call protozoa or you call a protist. Okay, how does one gets amoebiasis? Because of, again, house flies, not mosquitoes, because of house flies. So there's a difference between this. जिसको हम मक्खी बुलाते हैं. So mechanical, they are the ones that will carry this protist. They will transfer the parasite, from the feces to food and water. Yes, if you have any contaminated food or any contaminated water, which you got contaminated with feces, then chances of that food and water having this parasite is high. Okay. Some of the symptoms of Entamoeba histolytica is your diarrhea, constipation, abdominal pain, stool with mucus. Okay, stool with excessive mucus, that's slimy, sticky, white substance will come in your stool. Blood clots will happen. Then also hepatomegaly also will occur in the liver. Okay, because liver is also affected because of this parasite. Okay, which will lead to fever and pain in the right abdomen. Yeah, so that's the symptom. Mode of transmission where we have discussed, that is either through food and water, also eating with dirty hands, eating with contaminated food and water. Now, what are the treatments that are included in treating amoebiasis? Is that with the administration of this drug known as metronidazole. Okay, and tinidazole is also another drug that can be used to treat amoebiasis, followed by eliminating any organism present in the colon by Nummulyl amebicide. So this is amebicide killing substance which can be taken, which will kill all the Entamoeba histolytica parasites in the GI tract. Okay, how do you prevent this disease? By washing hands, keeping hygiene, washing hands all the time with soap after you use your toilet, changing baby diapers, drinking boiled water, okay, or chlorinated and filtered water, avoiding unhygienic food. Vegetables must be properly washed and added because they grow from the soil. So there are chances that the soil might get infected with water that has this, parasite. Okay. Basically, proper sanitary facilities, including sewage disposal, helps in prevention. Yes. So this is all about amoebiasis. So you can, as you see over here, the life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica. Number one is they are present in the cyst and propozoids form in the stools, in the feces. Okay. Now they develop into mature cyst. Okay. Once they develop into the mature cyst, and if the individual happens to consume any food and water contaminated with the mature cyst, it will first reach to the intestine. It will first reach to the intestine. Then from the intestine, it will multiply and spread to the colon, okay, and then into the blood. As you can see, it is invaded now into the blood, and through blood, its major regions are liver and brain. Okay, and that is why I told you a symptom known as hepatomegaly, wherein there is liver develops abscess, okay, which can lead to fever and pain in the side of the stomach. So that's the another critical stage of amoebiasis. Yes, as you see over here, this is the general life cycle of the entamoeba histolytica. Yes, so this is you need not remember this, nor you have to draw this. Basically, you just need to know the different stages of the parasite. Okay, that is from the cyst, how it leads to the amoeboid stage. Why it is known as amoeboid? Because there is no specific shape of this particular parasite. It is irregular in shape, and that is why amoebiasis. Okay. Then it does division, asexual reproduction. Then these smaller particles, which are known as amoebulae. Now, individual particles will have this setup. They will have nucleus, they will have endosome, they will have the pseudopodia. Okay. Then the tropozoid form. Then once they are matured, they will again do binary fission. They will again come in pre-cystic form, and then they will form the cyst, and then the cycle goes on. Okay. Then from the cyst, they will go into binucleate cyst, 2 nucleus, then 4 nucleus, and then again this quadrinucleus cyst can lead to this. So this is how the entamoeba histolytica completes its life cycle. Okay, that's all with this video. In the next video, we will be talking about another common diseases, that is ascariasis, filariasis, and typhoid. Thank you. Take care. See you in the next video.